do think Ethereum will be one coin that does move with the market. So again, Bitcoin does decide it wants to move up, I think Ethereum will probably lead the race. It seems like it's been performing pretty nicely, even though again it's been pretty concerning based off of a lot of these charts, even still not out of the woods by a long shot, right? If I go to our all-time chart right here, looking like it could still possibly break down as low as, like I said, 1200. So I always give you guys both case scenarios, right? I tell you guys when things are looking good, you know, price ranges that things could kind of go to. I also tell you guys the worst case scenario, because sometimes there is a worst case scenario, right? We talked about the fact that there could be a correction. And, again, I didn't know that there was going to be a war, but there was a correction. We corrected down to 100K. The question is now, again, is 100K enough of a correction or not of a correction? Let me know. I want to know. Check my phone. Sorry. Blown up over here. We're going to talk about some other coins too. I want to kind of see how the rest of the market is reacting. Dang near a stable coin, right? Still coming in at 217. This thing has managed to stay above $2 the entire time. Literally, just XRP has kind of almost been like not very phased. Even past 7, I don't know. XRP is like the weirdest coin because it'll just like this thing has turned into a stable coin so many times, and then out of nowhere it just like does this, right? And it just has like another leg up. Even you could see it really on the logarithmic. It happens so much, right? Just has these times where it's just a stable coin and then a big parabolic run up, and then it just trending sideways, and then again these run ups, trending sideways, run up. So again, is XRP and then have another leg up? This guy seems to think so, or this girl, I guess, Lingrid. I don't know what kind of name Lingrid is. I think that's like Russian or something, Iranian or something like that. But Lingrid is bullish on it. She's bullish on next. Again, I don't know Lingrid. I don't know how. What do you guys think? You guys on XRP? You guys think XRP can make a comeback, or again, is XRP just too fat market cap? Is it just gonna coins? I tell you guys, I look for things that have volume on this dip. I like coins that show that they have demand, right? XRP does show that it has demand because it has the most search volume of all the crypto, except for maybe Pepe. Actually, I think Pepe and XRP, they're like right there. To be honest with you guys, Pepe has a huge search volume. But XRP does also. But again, XRP's market cap might make it a little bit. Again, we talked about, playing in those smaller market caps if you're looking to make those bigger gains. Well, how much can XRP move? Is it going to go? It's already at 128 billion market cap right now. So like, right? You want to double your money, it's going to have to go to like $240 billion, which is almost as much as Ethereum right now. So it would be pretty significantly up there. It would put it above Tether. Really, in a good, healthy bull market, Tether should not be the number 3 coin. But the reason why Tether's still in the number 3 is because, again, we haven't had confirmation yet. We haven't had enough liquidity dumping back into the market for, again, one of these coins to flip that spot. I would probably expect that XRP is going to reclaim that number 3 spot if we do decide that we want to take off. As you guys could see, CoinMarketCap says that we're only 17 out of 100 to an altcoin season right now. So again, maybe this will change tomorrow. Again, we did have a lot of bullish activity. I don't think that our fear greed index should be sitting at a 48 right now. I probably think that we're probably a little bit closer to the green, right? There's a lot of positive talks right now. Even though we didn't lower the interest rate, we do have some kind of a ceasefire, seems like, happening in the Middle East, which is, again, positive. And it seems like that's really what the market was reacting to today. But right now, it just seems like the market's kind of in speculation mode. I don't expect any kind of movement tonight going into the night. Maybe I'm wrong, right? I do think that by the time I wake up, though, I probably think that the market will have had some kind of a move or did something, just because, again, it's kind of at a decision point right now. It's either going to be creating a wedge, or again, maybe we have some kind of cup and handle pattern here, and maybe we could start breaking back out. This thing is going to be highly volatile for the rest of the night. So again, I'm not going to be sitting over the chart, but at the same time, I'll be checking my phone every now and then. And one thing I like to do too, if you're one of those people that does like to check their phone like all the time, to the point where it's just like you're glued and you're trying to make sure it doesn't, like, your coins are not hitting certain prices, you could just set an alarm or set an alert on your phone. On Dex Screener, they have a mobile app that's really good at setting alerts and stuff like that. I always have alerts set on my phone all the time. I'm also not panic selling. It's just kind of to let me know also when to make a video or things like that. Just kind of just so I know what's going on in the market, so I could frame what I'm going to be talking about. A lot of the time, though, I have no idea what I'm going to be talking about. I literally just turn on the camera, and I'm just like, okay, today we're going to talk about whatever coin is that we're going to be talking about in the video. But I feel like it's more organic that way. You guys get my real reaction to the chart and my real opinions. Sometimes it's good, sometimes it's always going to be honest, right? If it's not, if the market's looking a little bit cooked, I'm going to tell you guys the market's looking a little bit cooked, right? But if the market's looking strong, then we'll talk about that too, right? Tuesday, the fact that we saw as much movement as we did on Monday was again concerning to me. So I'm paying attention to action, but at the same time, I'm weary of it. I'm weary. I don't know. I don't know about this, bro. I don't know about this, bro. But what do you guys think? Are you bullish on it? Are you bearish on it? Do you guys think that this is some legitimate price action? Somebody said, "Oh, but AT market." You're calling out your videos again. Oh my gosh, man. Well, hey, don't put any money in crypto that you can't afford to lose. I'll definitely tell you that. I always tell you guys that this is not a space where you need to put 15K in to wanted to make a lot of money and you didn't want to take a lot of risk. Why don't you just take like $5, $10 and go put it in something with a market cap of like 5,000 or like 10,000 and see if it goes up to 1 million? Then look, you would have made a bunch of money and you wouldn't have to be freaking out over 15K being down or whatever. But again, you got to assess the risk when you get into the trade and you have to understand the risk. If you're putting 15K into a market cap that is so small, then you got to be ready. It's going to be a roller coaster. Get ready, especially right now, especially depending on where you bought in at on Bitcoin, right? This is why we talk about Bitcoin for so long at the beginning of the video, so that you guys know kind of where you're buying in at, right? So if Bitcoin's at a point where it could fall a cliff and you're just entering in the market, and or if you're buying in at the top, some people are buying in at the top, and it's like, you know, we're fearful. I'm greedy when they're greedy. I'm fearful. I just track these tops up over here using the fear greed index, and you can kind of see when we're in this extreme fear, this extreme greed state. It's been a time where we see a sell-off. I just look for patterns and stuff like that, and I look for zones of accumulation. And I am a fan of taking profit along the way. Let me just say that too. The hardest thing, because you're either gonna feel like you're down in it and you're gonna be paper handsing it, or you're feeling like, you know, you're up in it and you feeling like it can go up even more, but you're wondering should you lock your profit. Da, da, da. Again, you don't ever take your money off the table. You never made any money. What the? So just something to think about. Again, a lot of people, I've watched a lot of people turn a little bit of money into a lot of money and then never actually take money out, or at least take out their initial investment, right? Like that kind of thing. It's like, I don't know, like you being a little greedy there. I mean, you're playing, it's a game of greed, right? It's a game of greed. But again, nobody knows what the top's going to be. Nobody knows what the bottom's going to be, right? It's not to say for sure that the market will make a recovery, falling knife event. We could go right back into, you know, talks of wars and all this kind of stuff. And it could be really bad. It could be really bad, you know. I have no idea what's gonna happen. That's why I always tell you guys, you know, just be ready. Don't be putting more money into this game than you're ready to, you know, lose. Especially again, you got to consider in 2023, Bitcoin was sitting at 15,000. Time to put 15K in was at that time, not at 100,000, right? So you put your money in at 100,000. Maybe we drop back down to 100K. If we drop back down to 100K from 106, there's going to be a lot of blood, a lot of corrections. I would say a lot of coins will be correcting 20, 30, maybe even 40% if we drop back down even below that. If we see a retest of 85, I would expect a lot of these coins to be bleeding for like 50 to 60%. So again, that's the way the market moves, because again, the beauty of volatility, it's a double-edged sword, right? It can be a beautiful thing, or it can be something that, again, not so hot. So these things as opportunities when it's a coin that I feel like has demand. It's a coin that I feel like is listed on a lot of places. It's accessible. If Bitcoin's going to go on too, again, I'm not playing in a ton of poo-poo Solana. If I'm going to do that, again, I'm not going to put 15K into something that's at like a below 40 million market cap for sure. That'd be nuts. But at the same time, I have spent like $500-$600 on gas fees in the past just to get into a trade where I could possibly lose money. And that is something that a lot of people don't ever had to deal with in cryptocurrency. But that's something that we were dealing with just in 2020, 2021 was those type of gas prices. So again, like, I mean, I've suffered losses. If I pull up my gas transaction past couple years, it's just kind of like, wow, crypto has come a long way. It's a good thing that the transactions are so cheap now. But that was one thing that I actually liked about ETH actually was those high transaction fees, because I felt like people were not able to just paper hands. Like you couldn't just wake up in the morning and just be like, okay, I'm just selling my crypto today, because it's going to cost you like $300, $400. So you have to like actually think about it. And it might take you a couple hours of like actually sitting over the chart and be like, do I actually want to do this? Or is this actually just going to cost me and like ruin my day? So a lot of the times that gas fee has saved me from making a bad decision during a time of volatility. But and then also I feel like that's another reason why the Binance Smart Chain didn't do very well too, because I feel like Binance was just too easy to paper hands out of those projects, and it was just like people were just not holding on to those coins. So I did like the fact that the transaction fees on ETH, stuff like that. Again, I don't think that it's good now that the gas fees are not that high, because they're now on Ethereum blockchain when they ain't even moving like that, right? A lot of these Solana coins have been moving. That's why I'm paying attention to them. Let's talk about some Toshi coins.